you and I are we're grotesquely overweight. Let's bring in Steve Weatherford, the giant punter, who's in unbelievable shape. Tell us, is guacamole okay?
I love guacamole.
Really? And is it healthy?
It's very healthy. It's got a lot of fat in it, but good healthy fat, the type of fat that you will burn for energy as soon as you eat it.
Yes.
Very, very good for you.
Really?
It's actually a superfood.
And look what you just did to a superfood.
I think it's a super scam. That's what I'm saying.
And Weatherford is in on it.
And that's coming from Superman.
Wow. Big time.
I mean, don't think my hair is this dark. This is a dye job, guys. And I started parting it the same direction that Clark Kent does. Okay? I'll let the cat out of the bag, okay?
Now, can I ask you this? Because I've always felt that guacamole, if you close your eyes, and I don't because
the texture's not great.
No, but it tastes just like White Castle. Have you ever had a White Castle?
Oh yeah,
it tastes like White Castle.
What?
I've never done that.
Heard this.
I'll probably never have White Castle again, but I will eat more avocado, and I'm going to try that next time.
Yeah. Put it on a little square bun. You'll think you're in a White Castle.
Lost it.
I loved White Castle back then. I mean, I grew up in Indiana. It was like that was the in and out.
You can't cheat a little bit? I mean, you work out like a maniac.
Yeah.
White Castle's not going to throw you off.
If I'm going to cheat, it's going to be for like something really good. In-N-Out burger, I'll eat that because that's like real beef. You know what I mean?
And you're not sure
like
White Castle?
White Castle, dude.
Yeah, there's something going on.
I could be eating like horse hoof. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? You don't know.
If that's the case, horse hoof tastes pretty good.
I'll take that every day.
Yeah,
now, what's the most decadent thing you do? Because you really take pride in your.
I do. I mean, it's. I don't want to say it's my job, but I mean, I probably go a little overboard with it. But I mean, that's what I love. I love fitness. I love nutrition. It's the only reason I ever made it to the National Football League. 14 years old, I was 108 pounds. Always a good athlete, always undersized, couldn't have competed at an elite level. And I said, listen, I want to compete at an elite level, so I've got to change this. You know, this is before the internet. I go to the library, I learn about these different training modalities and supplementation and diet. And over the course of 4 years in high school, I gained 117 pounds. Put my hand on the Bible. I've never taken steroids in my life. That's unheard of. I more than doubled my size in 4 years, and I did it through hard work, research, and having a game plan and staying consistent to it. So I didn't really cheat that much in 4 years. So to be honest with you, I formed those habits, and I've stuck to them for the last 17 years. And it's done me well. I never thought I'd make it to the NFL. I mean, I dreamed about it just like everybody else did, throwing their ball with their dad in the backyard. But then, I worked so hard, I made that a real reality.
Yeah, and you value it more when you work that hard to get it.
Absolutely. No I'm not just like one of those guys. It's just like a gifted freak. I mean, I'm gifted to be like lean, but I'm gifted to be like 150 pounds too. I'm 225.
Wow.
Good. Talking to Steve Weatherford, punter for the New York Giants. Was there a moment during the course of the season, Steve, where you thought they might blow this whole thing up, let Tom go?
After Jacksonville, we all had doubts. Like, man, they might clear out the whole house. And I think everybody thought that. You're up, 18 or 21 points at halftime, and then to let them come back. And listen, it's not like we were playing the world beater Seattle Seahawks. It was Jacksonville. Nothing against them, but
they are what they are.
They are what they are, and you are who you've proven to be. And there's no way we should have lost that game. And so that one hurt. And obviously it hurt Tom Coughlin a lot because. That was his old home. And there were more Tom Coughlin fans in that stadium than Giants or Jaguar fans combined, because everybody just has so much love and admiration for a guy like that. Not only what he's able to do, for a franchise and win 2 Super Bowl championships, but the man that he is, everything he represents. You never see New York Giants, knock on wood. We never make headlines for doing things other than playing football.
You missed the Plaxico Burress story?
Well, listen, what is that one? What is that one out of the last 10 years?
Yeah, he does
Every
a good
other
job.
team is DUIs and drugs and domestic abuse and things like that. And not to say that stuff doesn't occur, but whenever you have a mentor like Tom Coughlin, he doesn't put guys in his locker room that have the tendencies to make bad decisions like that. Now, he might take a guy that might be on the fence, but if you put him with a bunch of good guys, positive peer pressure. And that's what Tom does. And, it's worked really, really well for him. And then you see a guy like Pete Carroll who's got a guy like Marshawn Lynch. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he's a colorful guy. You know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't do the media stuff and this, that, the other. But Coach Carroll has an ability to take a guy like that and, show him love, show him that mentorship, and get the best out of him on football. And then he says, hey, if you produce for me on football, I'll let you be a knucklehead a little bit. Do your thing. But Tom doesn't do that.
Now, do you fear Tom, or do you look at him as almost like a grandfather?
I respect him. I respect him so much. Getting there 5 minutes for a meeting, That's just showing respect. And I think that's the same thing with anything. You know, if I had a meeting here with you and I'm coming on your radio show, I'm not showing up late.
You did show up 5 minutes early.
5 minutes early. You know what I mean? And I've trained myself to be like that because of Tom Coughlin. You know, those are traits that I'm going to take far past football. Those are life skills to show people respect. I respected you. I showed up here 5 minutes. You know, caught up a little bit. How's the family? How's this, that, the other? And then we get to the business of doing a radio show and talking about things we're passionate about, things we love, but it's respect. And I learned that from Tom Coughlin. I have great parents, but I learned it from a real pro.
So 6-10. Do you feel comfortable that this team can take the jump, get back into the playoffs next year?
I do. I think there's so much to be optimistic about. You know, not only Odell Beckham Jr., which is the white hot, the hottest guy to talk about in the NFL right now. I mean, half my interviews are about him, and he's not even playing in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? He's never even won a world championship, but he's just got so much potential. I mean, you look at a guy like that, 21 years old, no OTAs, no minicamp, no training camp, no preseason games, missed the first 4 regular season games. You know, I mean, you guys know, you guys have been around sports forever. Timing, synergy with your quarterback is paramount. He didn't get any of that. He just jumped in and said, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and put up 1,200 yards, 93 catches, 15 touchdowns, whatever it was, and the greatest athletic catch. To me, the greatest athletic feat I've ever seen in my life.
That's unreal.
And I've been around.
And he missed 25% of the season.
Yeah, and he missed 4 games.
Unbelievable.
Offensive player of the year, in my opinion. But, I mean, he's a kid. He turned 22 during the season, and he was at the biggest disadvantage of everybody that played the season because he'd never played with Eli Manning. And the only balls that he caught from him was Eli was warming up, and then he would go inside for practice and do training tables. So, man, I'll tell you what, there's a lot to look forward to as a Giants fan, and not just Odell Beckham Jr. You've got Victor Cruz, who's coming back. You've got Andre Williams. You've got a young tight end core, and you've got another year of Eli being comfortable in Big McAdoo's offensive scheme. I'll tell you what, I'm excited to be a New York Giant, much less be a fan.